Anyways, hello and welcome to the AllSaints show with myself, SaintsKnight and
Gamerlordni.
Yeah, who's brandishing a broken bit
of saw. It was part of a saw. I unscrewed it.
Why?
It was already broken, and it makes a good back scratcher.
Yeah, well, and actually, before we properly start, I want to address that the reason why for our lack of videos over this year so far. And the reason why, honestly, is because of timing, because we have tech and all that sort of stuff, and honestly, mainly as well, creativity as well.
Paul has been going through a bit of a gamer's block.
Well, yeah. And
that's my name for it. I mean, I'll happily do videos for you while you're gone. All I need you to do is send me the dates, and I'll butt in for you.
That's why I'm changing. That's why we've changed the schedule a bit. 3 videos a week instead of, because 2 videos every 2 days was a bit hectic, if I'm honest.
I was against it to begin with. I thought it should have been 1 video every 2 days.
But mine's is actually, but what we're doing now is 3 videos every week, so every Monday, Wednesday and Friday.
But we may have bonus videos added in between, depending on how we're feeling and what we've got available. Yeah, the
3 videos on Wednesdays. Would actually be Iron One Shots, Nutty Woodworker, which is actually surprising.
No, really, Aaron's a very entertaining fellow to watch.
No, I mean surprising as to the quality of it, not because.
Yeah, he's a great. I've seen him do his work.
Fridays will be the AllSaints show, and Monday will either be.
We were adjusting the schedule there before we were rudely interrupted.
Yeah, we were rudely interrupted as. If you could see, there's a little bit of a jump. We were interrupted, but Wednesdays would be Iron One Shots, Nutty Woodworker.
Fridays podcast
would be this, and Mondays will either be a game video from any one of us, or it would be a movie review, depending on what comes out.
Yeah, and in between, if me or Iron One Shot are feeling we've got material to record a video on our own, we could simply put together a video. Live stream it and then put it on YouTube.
Yeah. Well,
so there may be you might get a video. You could end up with 1 week with a video every day, and you could end up with 1 week where there's only 3 videos.
Yeah, exactly. But the 3 videos is the minimum. Is the minimum. So, apologies to anyone who were sort of missing the videos, but you can understand why. I mean, creative constraints and all that sort of stuff.
Indeed.
But you know what? I think we've rambled on about that long enough. Yes. So let's ramble on about
other shit.
Yeah, other shit, because that's what the people came here for. It's a podcast.
If they came.
Well, last week we actually got more than 50 views, so not too bad. But is there anything you want to discuss?
This whole Trump controversy with Stormy Daniels.
Oh yeah,
whole sleeping with a porn star.
Yeah, I mean. There is a lot of there's no doubt about it. There's a lot of evidence about it, to support this.
Yeah, I personally don't think he did, and if he did, he's a rich bastard who could afford it.
Well, I mean, then again, this isn't the first person who had these claims. I mean, if you remember,
grab him by the pussy.
I was gonna say near enough the entire election between him and Hillary.
But everybody forgets Hillary's husband was a misogynist and a rapist.
Yes, he did not. Just put this in the record. He did not have sexual relations with
that woman.
Yeah.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
Speaking of sexual relations, the Ted Bundy movie.
Yes. Kyla Scodero from, I'm not sure if I'm saying.
Kyla Scodero from Skins.
Yes.
And Pirates of the Caribbean on Stranger.
And Maze Runner.
Yeah.
And she's doing a new good wee period film. It looks good. With Christoph Waltz.
Anyway,
but now,
back on this.
She's
an image.
His wife.
Yeah, an image.
More images came out this morning.
Yeah, of Zac Efron. We'll actually put up the image here of Zac Efron as Ted Bundy. Honestly,
I think he's perfect.
I love it. I mean,
I don't like Sokka Frost, but he is perfect for the role.
now you see, Zac Efron, I think, is a bit of. I like him and I don't like him.
See, I grew up with Sokka Frost in High School Musical, so I.
That's sort of like what tainted your memory of him.
Yes. And then didn't he do a film with Matthew Perry?
Yeah, 17 again, which basically was a teenage version of Matthew Perry, which I can't see the resemblance.
Yeah, not to mention Matthew Perry's a Botox druggie who dated, and I think he engaged to a porn star.
And he's an asshole to apparently work on set.
Yeah.
Hell, he's even an asshole like
So
when it
Chevy
comes.
Chase apparently.
Yeah.
And I love Chevy Chase, but apparently he's a real dick.
Still, Matthew Perry's an asshole when it comes to Friends, because apparently there was this
Reunion.
Friends reunion.
He was the only one who refused it.
Yeah, he was the only one who refused it.
I remember that.
Which, why would you refuse? Why would you refuse the? Actually, you know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of Fresh Prince.
Where it was the aunt, wasn't it?
Yeah, the aunt. They in the middle of before season
2.
No, it was season 3. She was in season 2.
Was she? Because the original aunt got fired.
Yeah, season 3. The original aunt got fired because she thought that the show should be about her character. She was a bit of an egotist. And
she ended up, if I remember correctly, voicing Franklin's aunt in GTA 5.
Yeah. Although, the only thing that's depressing... Actually, there's a lot of talks about Fresh Prince actually being... returned. However, I don't think it should.
I think if it does, it should be this kid he meets in the streets. He starts taking him as an apprentice to sort of teach him how the Bel Air life is.
However, the thing is, you can't do Fresh Prince...
without Compton.
Without Uncle Phil. And Uncle Phil...
is dead.
He died in 2014. I mean, unless...
I think, my personal opinion is, you couldn't do the show without the butler.
What, Jeffrey?
Jeffrey's the bloody
Frankly,
star
he's
of the
still
show.
alive. I think he should... But, anyway...
I would like it. He's Will Smith's chauffeur.
Yeah, Will Smith actually was in an interview.
He wants it back.
He wants it back, even if he... But,
even if he's not in it.
But not as himself.
I could see him as playing as an old, wise man. Like
he wants to play Uncle Phil.
I would say he's perfect for that. He's the right age too.
I mean, you need a fat suit, but apart from that...
No, it could be
Uncle Phil would... No, but if it's... well, technically, if it's a reboot, but the question is...
Like, Fuller House is good, I think.
That's because it had all the original actors from Full House. Well,
and
apart from the Olsen twins.
Yes.
Because, have you seen... But, then
apparently
again...
they're nutcases, aren't they?
Yeah. Well, that and they're famous, like, worldwide for their fashion lineup. Which I don't think you would know about. Yeah, you see, that's how much he doesn't know about fashion. Like, fashion lineups. And, among other things.
That's true.
But, still, my favourite Olsen, Elizabeth.
From the Avengers.
Yeah, got it. Which
she did a good film with your man Hawkeye. I watched the other week.
Yeah, Jeremy Renner. That was.
It was like a murder in the. I was going to say Alaska.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just actually I didn't notice this until I was watching a YouTube video about like Yogi Berra the movie.
There's a Yogi Berra the movie. Oh yeah, I remember that.
With Dan Aykroyd as Yogi Berra and Justin Timberlake as Boo Boo.
Justin Timberlake's one of those people who I think is a shit singer. He's only done one good song, but I think he's a funny actor. He did a brilliant film. I forgot it. Was it The Guru with Mike Myers?
The film that killed Mike Myers' career.
I thought it was a funny fucking film.
It was his worst. Well, Cat in the Hat was actually his worst. But then again,
I thought Wayne's World.
You know what?
I watched it the other week. Fucking bored.
It's awesome.
No, it isn't.
How can you call
the second one had Fan fucking Morrison.
Second one. And Jake, you've watched the first one. You cannot tell me that part with
the heads and the.
I was going to say the T2. Have you seen this kid?
Yes. It was just. I didn't like it. I just wanted to make it in the Austin Powers.
True.
I just want Fat Bastard.
I don't know if we'll believe. Well, actually, no, we'll not believe. But Mike Myers. The problem with it is, if Mike Myers puts out a new movie, it's dangerously close to being Bond. to being a bomb.
Well, he did do a game show without anybody noticing.
Yeah, but that's because. But Will Arnett gets credit for it, though.
Yeah, of course he does.
Because it was his. Because he was the executive producer on it.
Will Arnett is. I love Will Arnett.
He's the best Batman, no question.
I have to agree there.
I mean, as much as I love Kevin Conroy,
Who's the ultimate?
Who's the voice of him, but Will Arnett just is Batman.
He's also was brilliant in Arrested Development.
Yeah.
And I watched his new show Flake. It's real good.
Yeah, I mean, I'm surprised Will Arnett hasn't been cast as Batman. I mean, with Ben Affleck potentially gone.
Thank God.
I didn't mind it.
I did.
The problem for you, I think, was A, that he used guns.
No.
And B, that he reminded you too much of the Frank Miller novel, The Dark Knight Returns.
I didn't mind the Frank Miller novel.
Really? Because I could swear that you told me that you hated it.
I hated what they did with the Joker's character.
Yeah, well...
I mean, I can imagine him shutting down with no Batman. He goes sort of brain dead. But it's the whole breaking neck thing, and the whole Batman fight was just rubbish.
Because Batman's... Well, because Batman's
a Superman fight.
Because Batman's old.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't like how the fight ended.
Yeah, heart attack.
Yeah, but...
Of course he didn't die.
And honestly, see people who say, like...
Mark Hamill's the best Joker.
I was going to say people who say that Batman should... Actually, no. Did you actually... Speaking of Jokers, did you hear about the guy who's playing Hellboy in the new Hellboy movie?
Yes, from Stranger Things.
Yeah. He was in an interview about, like, comic book movies and all. And he was saying about Joker, he's like, I love the fact that there's many different types of
the fact
people,
that he's
like
such
Heath Ledger.
He's such a diverse character. Anybody could play him any different way.
The funny bit was, like, he was saying, like, his favourite joke, actually, like, how he loved, like, Mark Hamill and Jack Nicholson. Then he was like, some other Jokers that people may not like as much. Obviously taking a stab at Jared Leto.
Which mind Jared?
Jared's the most comic accurate.
He is. He's extremely comic because he isn't funny. He's dark, but he's a gangster.
He's a more Silver Age.
Yeah.
He's Silver Age Joker.
Crime.
I mean,
but I think the most accurate ever interpretation is Hamill.
All he just is the voices.
Exactly.
But can't fully do. Then again, I honestly say that the worst Joker,
Romero.
Yeah. He couldn't have gotten rid of the mustache. Instead of being a selfish asshole.
And then
actually no, hold on. Technically,
what are you actually before we get on that? What are you most excited for coming out this year?
In terms of anything or
films?
Honestly, for film, this one's probably gonna be close to my heart. Honestly,
Infinity War.
Yeah, because honestly, it's out near enough on the same month
as your birthday.
Yeah, it is on the same month as our birthday, and near enough the actual same day as well.
22nd then.
Yeah, 2 days off. Yeah. And actually, the MCU is 10 years old.
Yes.
So by the time the MCU turns 10 years old,
Infinity War,
I will be 20 years old.
Yes.
So that means I would be 10 when I first watched the MCU.
Yeah. And I'm looking forward to Danny McBride's Halloween.
Oh yeah, because it doesn't have to get rid of, like, make some of the stuff, like,
makes everything go away. It's basically
reboot.
It's not a reboot exactly, because it's not like Rob Zombies. It's not. It's basically getting rid of all the origin stories. There's going to be no origin. It's takes place immediately after the very first film. So Michael, what they're doing is, Laurie's character, Jimmy Lee Curtis, is no longer related to Michael Myers. That he's just a stalker who just goes around killing people. They've added the mystery again. Apparently there's going to be no super freaky strength, none of that fancy...
The supernatural shit.
Yeah, there's going to be none of that gory, fancy super kills. No, it's just going to be simple, quick stab. It's going to be like the original... Feels a lot to the original film. They've even got some of the originals in it.
Yeah, which...
Sadly, they can't get Donald Pleasance. He's dead.
Yeah, well, actually...
You think it's CGI?
I'm thinking they may do it with the same way that they did with Tarkin in
CGI.
Probably.
Get an
look-alike to actually a sound-alike. I think would probably be better. Yeah. And CGI.
A lot of people hated Rob Zombie's Halloween. I didn't dislike him. I liked the first one.
but it's probably not the best.
No, but the second one was fucking atrocious. What they did with the main hero, Dr. Samuel Loomis, is turn him into a money-grabbing asshole in the second film.
Then again, you could sort of say the same for Scream as well.
I liked Scream 4. Didn't like the third one.
But the problem with it was the main character. Actually, I didn't like what they did with the main character in it, though.
Sydney? What? Because she wasn't the main character?
Kind of, yeah.
I liked Scream 4 a lot. I didn't like the third one.
Yeah.
I loved it, but people hated the rebooted remake of Friday the 13th.
Friday the 13th. Oh, yeah, the 2009 one.
It was really good, in my opinion.
Then again, a lot of people don't like the Evil Dead remake, but honestly, it's better than the first one. But then again,
I'm a fan of both. I couldn't pick. I mean, if we're going
in terms
the
of
original Evil, you can't. When most people make the mistake of when they say it's better than the original, they think of Evil Dead 2.
Yeah.
But Evil Dead 2 was when they introduced comedy. Evil Dead 1,
it's like when it was supposed to be.
Evil Dead 2 was a remake of Evil Dead 1.
Yeah.
But it stood back. It went with the original horror of the very first film, and it was created. People forget. The remake was created by the exact same people who created all the other ones.
Yeah. Well,
and
it was actually made by the producer was
Sam Raimi and his brother Ted Raimi.
But besides the reason,
after all, Sam Raimi cast as Bruce Campbell in nearly all his films.
Yeah, I mean
Bruce Campbell.
Actually, if you want an example, take a look at this Spider-Man 1, 2, 3. He plays 3 different characters.
The arena announcer.
The arena announcer. The second one, he was a restaurant guy.
No, because he was the.
No, the third one.
He was the waiter.
The third one, he was the waiter. The second one, he was
I can't remember what he was in the second one.
I think. No, second one he was a waiter. Third one he was a guy collecting tickets.
Was he? Because I thought he was in the first one. Wasn't he in the restaurant scene?
No, that was his second one.
But no,
Spider-Man's so confusing these days.
Yeah.
And speaking of confusing, Venom movie.
I don't think it's. I say maybe because of my broad imagination, but I can easily separate stuff.
Even though you've got Amy Pascal from Sony saying it isn't. Actually, no, is. Kevin Feige from Marvel saying isn't. Tom Holland possibly being in it as Spidey.
Think of it.
You get Carnage, who was actually no, Carnage, who wasn't in the SpiderMan Homecoming. Scorpion, who was
and is teased.
Fast.
Yeah, and he's teased as the next film.
Yeah, teased is. Yeah, teased the next film in
the next Spider-Man film.
I swear to God, see.
I hope they bring back Zendaya. She was fucking funny.
Well, Zendaya's obviously going to be in it. It's the love interest. I know people say that she's not going to be Mary Jane. She's Mary Jane. I'm not saying. Actually, no. I don't know what
she is MJ. She's just not Mary Jane.
Yeah, she's
her name's MJ.
Well, I remember the director saying that MJ stood for something else.
Yeah.
Rather than Mary Jane, but actually, on the subject of MCU, Andy Serkis. Most of you know
his return to it since Age of Ultron.
Yeah, he actually did an interview. Somebody asked him about Star Wars, about Snoke, about could there be a possibility that Snoke could return. Serkis said that anything's possible when it comes to Star Wars, which is true.
Yeah, prequels proved anything was possible.
Yeah, I mean, and actually. For a laugh,
Snoke could be. Snoke could have cloned himself, like in the not books of the Legends timeline. Now, Emperor Palpatine had 3 clones, one of which ended up almost resurrecting the Empire.
And actually, some more related Star Wars news I think you may like. On Twitter, one of the main people from Lucasfilm actually may have confirmed that some, we don't know who, but some Legends characters coming back.
Well, we know
coming back to canon.
Okay, because Thrawn's already back in it. He's part of the canon.
Which has people thinking Darth Revan, any of the Knights of the Old Republic.
It could be, yeah.
I want Darth Revan. He looks awesome.
I would like Malgus. He was the main villain of the Old Republics.
Yeah.
And there was Darth Bane was the one who created the Rule of Two. I would love a Palpatine origin film.
So there's also
a young Palpatine.
And apparently as well, also like maybe a few people that were maybe non-canon in the non-canonical expanded universe.
Starkiller?
I think Starkiller actually already is confirmed in it because Shock T's death is confirmed as canon.
Yeah.
And Shock T was killed by Starkiller.
Yes.
So I'm thinking Starkiller may be canon,
Starkiller,
but
Foxy, and Juno.
but not as he was in the first edition.
I like those games. I thought the first game was better, but I liked the games.
Yeah, I mean,
They
second.
were repetitive, but fun.
Yeah, I mean, they were fun. Little, I mean, the problem with it for me, I think, was
I thought the boss battles in the second game were too long.
yeah, the boss fights were a bit too long. There was a little bit too much sliding
Yeah.
in the first one, actually in the second one, and that some of the character development's a bit off.
Yeah.
Mainly for the main characters,
Yeah.
particularly Starkiller. But actually, you know what do you? I want your opinion. What do you think of Microsoft potentially buying EA? So that means
have an opinion, to be honest.
which basically what it would mean is Microsoft would control Star Wars, which means they could make Star Wars games like whenever they'd want. They'd also control Bioware, which doesn't EA own Bioware?
Yes. No, they currently own it because Bioware was originally an Xbox. They did Mass Effect was originally an Xbox only game. Then Mass Effect 2 became the first Mass Effect game to be on PlayStation because EA bought them.
Yeah. So you know what I think from
so
that
it's sort of like a return home.
Yeah, but also you know the way you're looking for. Are you looking forward to Anthem,
No,
the new game from Bioware?
haven't heard of it.
It's basically a new game from Bioware where you
Is
can.
it the one that it keeps getting cancelled?
No, that's
delayed.
That's Scalebound.
No, the one I'm looking forward to is that Detroit Be Human.
Detroit Become Human. Yeah. I honestly thought you would have picked God of War over that.
Oh, I'm definitely looking forward to God of War. Yeah.
Well, I know you probably pre-ordered. Have you pre-ordered?
I don't pre-order.
Actually, see if you. Actually, I know there's a collector's edition where you can get a statue with
Of Kratos.
Kratos and his son, whatever the fuck his name.
I think it's like some Viking game.
Actually, you know what? One game I'm actually looking forward to more than that. Well, apart from Kingdom Hearts, because it's not coming out in 2018.
Definitely not. Last of Us 2 is coming out in 2019, not 18.
I honestly think the new SpiderMan game.
I think it looks good.
I saw the gameplay of it
Yeah.
at E3.
Yeah, it was back in July.
It reminds me of the Arkham games.
Arkham games were great.
However, the only nitpick I have
Is the acting?
because it's the same ones that from all the video games, which I don't have a problem with. I grew up with it, but the problem with it for me, QTEs.
Quick time events. You hate car. See, I love.
That's
quick time.
why I hated Rise Son of Rome.
I love Rise.
It was just a QTE simulator.
Not really.
It was okay. 75% of all the fights were QTEs.
I'd say about 40.
No, the higher majority of them were.
Yeah, 40.
That's not higher. If it was higher, it'd be 60 in your lot.
10% wouldn't be a fight.
I suppose. So you know what? Do you find it funny that actually? See, there was actually on the news today that the Madeleine McCann's parents, their other children, they're celebrating the fact that their other children just turned teenagers today.
The band member when she went missing.
Yeah, when was it? About 10 years ago?
About longer, I'd say, but must have been 06.
Yeah, about 12 years. Jesus, we've been 12 years. You know what? I think we all know that the parents have something to do with it.
Allegedly, my opinion is, I think personally, I think the dad may have something to do with it. Maybe I've just watched too much Broadchurch.
You know what? Actually, do you know what the funny thing about it is, though? Not too long ago, the lead detective.
Is that the fellow who published that bias book?
No, the lead detective who was working on the Madeleine McCann case died. And apparently, before he died, he was onto something.
Oh, how convenient. Probably a conspiracy theory, though.
Well, the fact that he's dead isn't a conspiracy theory, but the fact that You may have been on something, probably. And you know what? Apparently, I was watching a story like Pawn Stars.
I love that show.
I was watching it, and
I think the dad's a bit of a dick.
yeah, I was watching a new one, and they had like somebody had 50 Cent, like not 50 Cent, Tupac's car that he was in,
When he got gunned down.
Yeah, when he got
remember that episode,
and he wanted like $1.5 million,
I wouldn't buy something like that.
and he refused it. I would.
No, because remember, I remember they were. I think it was your man. What was it? I watched one where this fella came in and he wanted to sell the car of your man, Macy, the clown killer.
William. I
The
was going to say
truck
William
guy?
H. Macy, but that's an actor.
Yeah, that's the actor from Shameless and Jurassic Park 3.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, if it's related to a crime, you can't really sell it. Now, can you?
Long as it's still under investigating.
Well, Tupac's dead. Probably would be.
Tupac was a dick in real life.
Well, I
Beat
mean,
up a man that very same night. Beat them into a bloody pummel.
you know, you see, this is what happens whenever you enter like a gang, because LA at the time, with gangs like the Cribs and what was
Yeah,
the
the
gang?
90s was rough. Like, that's stereotypical Compton. That was like 70s through 90s.
Yeah, I mean, hell, it wasn't it after a Mike Tyson fight as well.
It was, yes, it was. It was in the
They were
parking
coming
lot
home from it,
where-
stopped at traffic lights,
And they were
pulled
gunned
alongside
down.
him and gunned him down. I was watching. I actually just recently watched the biopic All Eyes on Me.
I heard bad things about it.
It's really bad, and you know what the worst thing is?
What?
You know the way movie companies have a tendency to make universes out of
And let me
movies?
guess, because I already know what universe it's a part of.
They're making a rapper universe
Yes,
with Straight Outta Compton.
which was good,
They're All Eyes on Me.
which was bad.
They're making a Notorious B.I.G. biopic,
Will be bad.
and I think another one. Although you know what would be funny? I think that what would be funny is if they did like Avengers style
All of them come over to save people from the White Devil.
to save people from.
So White Devil.
Actually, try and save Whitney Houston from Bobby Brown.
That man killed her, in my opinion.
Yeah, and
Even though he didn't commit the act himself,
he introduced her to
drugs.
drugs, which that's the same thing with who do you call Jackson's doctor? Michael Jackson's doctor.
Yeah, Jackson's doctor was a scapegoat. That man, Jackson knew what he was getting into. Your man tried to stop him and he kept taking the drugs.
Yeah, and he's out of prison,
Yeah, just.
but he's lost his license,
Yeah.
which is sad when you think about it.
Considering it was the patient's responsibility and the patient's fault. You can't be held liable for the patient.
I suppose.
That's like, let's say you were a patient of somebody who died of cancer and that fellow died of cancer. It's not your fault, he said. He was dying.
Yeah, he was diagnosed with it. So that's why if you're... Then again, what if someone was diagnosed with dementia or something, didn't recognize someone, or didn't recognize himself and shot himself?
Yeah.
Would that be the doctor's fault, or would it be your fault? I mean, the person's fault.
It'd be nobody's fault.
It'd be dementia's fault.
Yeah. Wasn't that a world in Oblivion? Mania and Dementia?
I think so.
Shivering Isles, it was the two areas.
God, it's been long. It's been ages since I played it.
Shagor, one of the greatest video game characters of all time.
Fast Montenegro.
Definitely a great character himself too.
Yeah, I suppose.
Darth Raven being another one.
Dark Raven, yeah.
I think that's it for today.
Yeah, I can't think of anything to watch, and we've actually been recording for 27 minutes.
Well, plus the 11 minutes before we were interrupted.
Not really, it was 1 minute. So we've got 28 minutes, well, potentially probably 29.
Let's just round it up to half an hour.
Yeah, round it up to half an hour. Well, then again, with intros and outros.
Quattros and boutros.
Quattros and outros. But you know what? Thank you guys so much for joining us today for our lovely little podcast. I hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, you guys know what to do. Smash the thumbs up button. subscribe if you're new to the channel, and if you're not new, then don't forget to turn on your post notifications. Simple to do, really. I'm sick of explaining how to do it. You all know how to do it. And closing thoughts for you, or not happening?
I'm a unicorn. I'm a unicorn.
Next E.
I'm a walrus. I'm a sealer.
Peace, guys.